in today's video is it talked about Kyle Rittenhouse. Now you've probably seen him going on trending on social media accounts everywhere and YouTube and all that and yeah. Yet the fact that he is technically a teenager and he took the life of two people with a semi-automatic weapon across the state border into another state and shooting people. Although people are claiming that it's self-defense, although technically, he did it in person. And yes, I have seen the trial, and yeah, I have read the news. Not really. Different copies of made by people. Well, technically, no matter what race you are, you would take the life of someone by killing them in any single method, like whether you shot them with a gun or slit their throat or stab them in any way, or even hang them. And the reason could be like any mental reason, because like sometimes people do this, like or sometimes they just want to get revenge, and that's why this kind of stuff happened in school shootings, or just like just out in public by a random person, because some people just they have guns and not for and just for hurting people and not for hunting. But technically, Kyle Rittenhouse, he took the lives of two people. One is Andrew Huber, as mentioned. The news and his family is mourning that because they lost the lives of their son's life, and I mean, who wouldn't? Like you lost the life of of maybe a relative, or maybe your own kid, or maybe your parent, or cousin, or grandparent, or by like someone who killed them, which affects more like compared to someone who just dies from maybe like cancer, or maybe just died of old age. And the fact that also Kyle Rittenhouse was not guilty when he should be, because he took the lives of and Andrew Huber. And it was definitely not self-defense, and he's carrying an illegal weapon. And apparently the other person was a person who was people have reported as a pedophile. And trust me, there are better ways that pedophiles can be punished. Well, not just jail time, but I mean, why not put it, how like some animals are like just put down for like attacking people, or like so we can just put those people in death row. Or we can also if they actually do apologize for their action, then do show remorse, and they do explain that well they'll never do it again. We can put them in rehab, and until re-education, which reminds me of Judge Ciccone. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He had an unusual last name and hard to pronounce, but he had a way. He's a judge. He's retired now, I believe, and he used to be a judge and it retired. And he is a judge who had creative punishments, like a teenage girl who will purposely try to get away with not paying an Uber driver, and he made her either spend 30 days in jail or walk 30 miles, and she chose to walk 30 miles, and she finally learned her lesson and made sure she would not make the same mistakes again. But of course, people they have been charged, over the years, for killing people, by shooting them, and some people just get away because they didn't get caught, or some people, they ended up, they end up in court, and you get the punishment, but but sometimes they don't, and and that is the problem. But some people have been stating the excuse that it was only fair for Kyle Rittenhouse to be not guilty because he is only a teenager, not mentioning his race or anything, but he's only a teenager and he's innocent and he was using self-defense and all that other excuses. But let's rewind back to a couple years ago. You all heard of Nikolas Cruz, right? Nikolas Cruz who has a brother apparently named Zachary Cruz, who has been targeted just because he's a brother of that, and he had to move out to another state because he was always being targeted and even charged for being the brother of him. So let's hope Zachary has a better life. And Nikolas Cruz, so literally in the same age group because just only 2 or 3 years older, known for shooting open firing on students and shooting and taking the life of students and teachers and other staff members, taking the life of 17 and injuring 17. And wow. However, in Nikolas Cruz's case, it was for he's also white, but he admitted, unlike Kyle, who should have admitted to taking the life of people. and it was for mental reasons. Unlike, well, you still, still he still got jail time because he took the lives of people. So it's only fair, because you take a life or take lives of people, you get charged and also get jail time. And it doesn't matter what your what your race is or what gender you are. So you could be male, you could be female, you could be trans. You could still be like locked up for like killing people and with the weapon or hands on or other with the rope or other methods. And it is actually and it doesn't matter whether it was a school shooting or it was like just out in public, just shooting. Like man, like for example, like maybe like you're on the street and like people just start like a gangsters like starts opening fire on people, or then they say it was self-defense, but they purposely killed them for maybe revenge reasons or any personal reasons, or they just hate the world or for something, and because people they always have us like a certain reason that they want to hurt others by taking other people's lives. And of course we know this kind of like stuff happens, but there's always a reason that happens, and there should be no excuse, no matter what your age is. You take a life, you get charged, and you get jail time. And the people, and the newer generation really needs to wake up and instead of stopping woke and trying to let criminals get away with stuff, because and punishments, you do something bad, you should get punishment for it, because it's a reasonable thing that should happen. And I know the people are going to bombard me with the hate comments and dislikes, but you gotta understand the truth, and if you were to really understand it, what if maybe a sibling or maybe your parent or grandparents or someone like a cousin or other relative, someone what if their life was taken away by a killer who shot them or cut them or hanged them or strangled them or did using any other killing method, and this stuff went to court, and they said the killer is not guilty. How would you feel? You gotta think it like that. My prayers go out to the Huber family, because and people know what it feels like when you lose a sibling or maybe a family member dying because they got killed by somebody who killed them in certain ways. And that's why Kyle Rittenhouse should not be set free, and he should still get charged for killing people, and also have no matter what his age is, and not because of his being white, he should still get charged for killing people. And if because he's too young, well, the other option is once he turns 19, he can be charged for that and locked up, or he could or he could have a parole officer and make sure he doesn't do anything, and also spend some time in locked up, and hopefully he doesn't shoot up people and should not be allowed to have a gun. And of course, this is why the United States is corrupt, and even many people in the USA say that this is the problem. And people who do stuff like this should not be allowed to have a gun. Kyle Rittenhouse deserves to be locked up. And charged. And if if there's ages a thing, set him up with a parole officer, because he definitely needs one. Because I know the USA also uses parole officers, like Canada does, and and the rest. And other people who don't do things like this, they should not be deemed as not guilty, and they should get the punishment they deserve.